At 67 Wine, even the most sophisticated wine connoisseur can find something new and interesting.
I love to cook and I love to entertain, and it's always good to have a place where you can find the right wine for whatever it is you're cooking.
Here we have a really fine selection of Cabernets.
At 67 Wine, the salespeople are never too busy to answer questions about both wines and spirits.
It's the shopping experience, you know. We can kind of share our experiences with the customers.
Armagnac is a single distilled grape brandy.
In other words, from Armagnac to Zinfandel, the salespeople on the floor at 67 Wine are also the buyers who decide what to stock.
It's a unique model for a store, and it may be one of the few stores in the country that has a model like this where all the buyers are actually out on the floor. You can approach them and talk to them about the wines, and they've tasted everything in their section. They know every bottle.
With the name 67, you can almost travel anywhere in the world, and it's an entry into their chateau, into their vineyards, into their tasting rooms, and you get a private tour. Most salesmen in the shop, each of the wine buyers, we do schedule appointments, and we do travel to those particular regions.
So that means they really know what they're talking about and can also answer your questions about the wine, the region, and even the meal you're serving. Oscar, who covers Spanish wine, says the old rules about red for meat and white for fish and poultry just don't apply anymore. It depends more on the taste of the wine and the way you're preparing the food.
If you think about roast chicken, think about crianza from Rioja.
Unlike the big and personal discount stores, the salespeople at 67 Wine have tasted what they sell.
Either I've tasted it or one of my colleagues has tasted it.
We're all students of the vine, you know, and we're constantly, searching out, seeking different aspects of it, learning, tasting.
And if you're part of the green movement, park your Prius and come on inside. 67 Wine has well over 200 different organic wines.
We don't have an organic ghetto in the store. We buy wines because they're good wines, if they are organic, and we do look for organic wines. If they are organic, we put a sticker on them in the section that they belong.
And despite the name, 67 Wine isn't just about the grape.
Absinthe has become really popular just recently. They've just legalized the wormwood, which is the key ingredient in absinthe.
Flowers, real. It's the real flowers.
Yes, she did say it's made from flowers. Or how about a small distillery that creates handmade bourbon?
So this is the Hudson Baby Bourbon. It's 100% corn. It's distilled in upstate New York, pot distilled, and each bottle is hand blown and numbered and labeled. So this is our blended Scotch whiskey section.
From blends on the first floor to single malts on the second floor, 67 Wine is your source for Scotch.
You're looking at $39.99 for a 10-year-old and all the way up to $1,000 for a 30-year-old.
And the sense of history isn't just inside the bottles at 67 Wine, it's also part of the store. For nearly 7 decades, 67 Wine has been a New York landmark. First located on West 67th Street in 1941, the name stuck even when the store moved to its current location at 68th and Columbus. But don't let the rich history fool you. You don't have to be one of the wealthy to shop at 67 Wine.
No, our job is to find the right wine for you, whether you spend $10 or $10,000. There's a great bottle of wine at every price level.
And 67 Wine prides itself on being an attitude-free zone, even if you just want an inexpensive wine that tastes really good. If you want to serve something unusual at your next dinner party, your guest's palate can travel the world without ever leaving your dining room.
Wines from areas you may not think are making great wine. I have a wine from Hungary. I have some wines from Georgia, Lebanon, for instance, where there has been turmoil in the past 20 years, and yet, despite that, there are wines of sufficiently high quality coming out of there.
And in addition to wine and spirits, 67 Wine also has an extensive collection of gourmet glassware and accessories to fit every budget.
After you open the bottle of wine and take the cork out, you can enjoy it another day. Like this here's a Pelican, $19.50.
How about a salvaged New York City doorknob as a stopper? Or a pool ball? Or a gift that you're absolutely sure no one else will bring to the party, a custom label.
Well, we have 67 Wine Couture, which is where you can put your own image and your own words on a bottle of wine.
67 Wine will let you put virtually any picture you want on a bottle of wine, along with your own text. The cost of the custom label starts at about $8, plus, of course, the cost of the wine.
I'm a big fan of half bottles because sometimes you want a really great glass of wine, but you don't want to open up a whole bottle.
But for regular customers like Jean, it's not just the merchandise that keeps her coming back. It's the friendly service and honest advice.
One of the things I like about coming to 67 Wine is that I can ask a lot of questions, and I never feel that anybody is going to make fun of me or think they're really silly. So I walk out feeling like I learned something about wine.
And if you can't make it to the flagship store on Columbus Avenue, don't worry. 67 Wine is always just a click away at 67wine.com.